Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. And as I was just revealing to the panel, today in the UK is National Tofu Day. And I just want to highlight that the US has no National Tofu Day. So, just something for you Brits to think about when you're trying to feel superior to us.
Oh, you spelled yuck wrong. It's not uck. You missed a couple letters.
What?
He says National
UK.
Tofu Day, uck. So you spelled old yuck.
We'll fix it in post.
There is a post?
Well, I got something in my mailbox today, so there must be.
Athena, you're making it hard for me to lean back. That is not a good place for the kitty to be.
Kitty thinks it's a good place.
Well, the kitty loves being there.
Of course, Petunia also thinks it's a good place to be under my foot until I step on her tail.
Well, Athena, cats will do that.
Yeah, I'm just not supposed to put any weight on my foot. Hey, back.
You do something to your foot?
Well, it could just be a religious restriction.
I'm apparently not here. Oh, there I am.
Yep. She got to everyone in the order they're appearing on the screen. Jerry, you want me to put you up higher in the rank? Will that help?
Nope. I'm perfectly fine.
Well, so far Beck seems to be the only one in the audience.
Athena.
So, Beck, I would thank you again for getting the fundraiser started. So, let's see. Currently sitting at $1,780 for Sloth Girl and I to get a car. So appreciate everyone who has donated and everyone who has helped promote it.
Oh, I've got a better holiday we can celebrate. Apparently it is Ginger Cat Appreciation Day.
Okay. Works for me. Of course, now I have to wonder if the ground ginger I put in the fried rice actually came from putting a cat on the shredder, but come on, Jenny, that was more like one of your jokes. Oh, hi, Angie.
Sorry, I was in mid slurp with my cup of noodles.
Yep.
Which I'm now done with.
How much cat is in it?
Paige?
Putting your fundraiser link in the chat there.
Okay, thanks. What about...
So what you been up to, Beck? I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, doing all sorts of good stuff for people. So, what's everybody on the panel been doing lately?
Working. Listening to
gardening, going through D&D books.
Listening to electronics lectures from someone who really shouldn't be teaching it.
What were you saying, Jenny?
I said sleeping.
Oh, sleeping. Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that too.
I need to get more of that done. Do you think eating more tofu will help?
No.
Like any?
Well, tofu is about the most boring food in the world, so maybe it'll help you sleep.
I would think. I think they're called navy beans. Would be more boring.
Oh no, navy beans are wonderful. Can make great soup and all sorts of stuff. Navy
Yeah,
beans
but-
on toast. Num num.
But the beans you make with ham are ham and green beans. And you put potatoes in it. And you pet the cat.
I put beans in my chocolate cake. Beans and chocolate cake.
Navy beans?
Yeah.
I mean, gotta say, chocolate should come from beans.
Looking at land for sale. Next spring. That would be an interesting thing.
What's that?
A tiny home community.
Yep. Yeah, that's what the comment I was just putting up there. That would be cool. When I was living in Michigan, I actually, thought I could build a tiny home pretty cheaply because had just a lot of the stuff that my family has accumulated that I could have used, including there was a 44-foot mobile home that I could have, stripped down to the chassis and used as a base for it.
I like having space.
Well, if I went with the 44-foot chassis, I would have wound up with a tiny home that was actually be a little bigger than the apartment I'm living in.
Yeah, that'd be big enough to put the bedroom on the same floor as everything else.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to climb a ladder every night.
I know you didn't mean that.
Yeah, well, I could have wound up with about 450 square feet, which, is an average one-bedroom apartment.
Athena.
Yeah, Sloth Girl is working on her chemo caps. She's making a bunch of extra hats to donate to the chemo center for other people there.
So that's what she means. I thought it was something about the treatment.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to deal with her hair falling out slowly, so she wants me to shave it all off and donate it to one of the charities that makes wigs for chemo patients.
That's a good idea.
Although we're not sure which one. We know that the Locks for Love is the best known one, and they're not very good as far as charity goes. They actually wind up charging the people for the wigs that they make from the donations. And not just a little bit either. I had heard that they were charging the families like $2,000.
Oh, that's too much. I've heard of human hair wigs going for like 600, 700, 800 and that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's why it doesn't sound like they're a very charitable organization, and we want to find a better one. So if anyone knows of one they can recommend.
Well, I think a basic Google search would find you something.
Yeah, well,
Athena, now's not the time.
yeah, unfortunately these days you really have to research before you donate to any charity. Because there are a lot of them that put up a good front, but you look into them and they become questionable.
Wounded Warrior.
I used to have some sites that I could suss out the charities from the bad ones. Unfortunately, I kind of lost the links.
Well, I know the Wounded Warrior Project used to be like that.
Yeah, and I know that there are sites that help you separate them out as far as how much of the money collected actually goes to the cause as opposed to how much goes to pay administration. That's like even March of Dimes, when you look at how much they wind up paying their managers, not a lot of it goes to the cause.
American Cancer Society gives free wigs to cancer patients.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know why someone needed to share that particular picture with me, but
Is somebody sending you dick pics?
no, apparently
No, here's something. Cherry Navigator.
not far from where I live, some guy decided to relieve himself on the median of one of the major routes. I don't know how to
Well, according to this Charity Navigator, it gets a 100 out of 100 rating. It's for wigs for kids.
Okay, yeah, Charity Navigator was one of the ones that I had heard about a couple of years ago.
I'll
you-
put the link in the side in the private chat here.
Charities are going to have some overhead, and you do have to pay your administrator.
Well, yeah, you that has to be a percentage of it. It shouldn't be the majority of it.
So you can look up the different charities that do wigs and then run them through that site.
Well, Mage, why don't you just drop that link right into the YouTube chat there,
Oh, sure.
so that Sloth Girl can get it there.
I wish people would realize that more, though, about charities and paid staff. That it's a necessity. You can't run a big thing with all volunteers. It just doesn't work. I speak from the experience I had doing that. I used to have a paid staff position in a volunteer organization. In fact, I was the person who was in charge of getting new volunteers.
Well, sometimes,
and we had 4 paid staff people, that was in the 70s. The total salary for everybody was somewhere around 160, 150, 160. I forget now. And with that, we handled 30,000 customers a month with volunteers. So we at a per call cost for the budget, we thought we were doing pretty damn good. That budget also covered our rent, not just salaries, and our phone bill.
Athena, what do you think of late stage capitalism?
Good night. Good night, Beck.
Athena, do not tear up the rent bill yet. Where's your toy, Athena? I need to get you better toys.
You are cat toy.
Hey,
Isn't
thanks
that
to
your
Athena.
main function? Well, your secondary function after feeding.
Don't forget cleaning the litter box.
Yep.
And making sure her water fountain is full.
That is why I know that cats will never eliminate humans, because they don't want to be faced with cleaning their own litter boxes. They're smart enough for that.
Maybe I just haven't been up this late lately because I have to go to bed early usually. But this is just her active time.
Yeah, Sammy usually gets there about between midnight and 1 a.m. He gets the zoomies. Starts running up and down the hallway and bouncing off the walls.
I need to find that little noisy ball she had that she could easily bat about that she took into the tub. Had a little bell inside.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are easy enough to find.
I can't find one.
Really?
I can find bigger ones that she won't touch.
Oh, it was a certain size, huh?
Yeah.
I actually used to make something like that for my cats. That the plastic Easter eggs. I used to just get those and put bells in them. And the cats really liked that because when they bat them, they would never roll straight. So, they couldn't quite predict which direction it was going to go.
So how many of us have ever actually eaten tofu?
I have.
Oh, many times.
I know I've had it. It's been so long, I don't much remember it.
I think if I've had it, I don't know about it. So
I've always
Would I-
wondered how to make it instead of just buy it.
Would one being would a ball with a bell in it be about 1 inch round work?
I think 1 inch would be a little on the small side for the cat, but I'm sure she would play with it.
I'm
Well,
also-
you said you're looking for small ones, so
I'm also going to get a little robot mice, but I'm not sure if that's a toy for the cat or a toy for me.
I'd like to have something like that for Sammy, but I haven't found one that. Well, first of all the ones that I had bought like 3 of them, and the batteries just don't last. They wind up just completely burning out the battery and being useless after a couple of days. And then on top of that you can't get one that'll run on the carpet.
Yeah, I just noticed my bread is okay. That's irrelevant. But I'm gonna have to move the bread back next time because it's showing up on the camera.
I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's covered by your name tag.
Oh, I know what it is. It's on the top of the refrigerator. It's just like a little bit of plastic that's showing. So, how has everyone's week been?
Same as any other.
I knew this was going to be a bad week before I started, so.
Then there was a Wednesday, and now it's Thursday. It's been a real week, actually. Weather has been wonderful.
I know.
That's all.
What
And
has-
tomorrow it's going to be in the 90s and humid as fuck.
Yeah, I know. I've been turning off the AC and opening the window before I leave for the day. So, Kitty is going to be unhappy with me tomorrow when I leave it closed.
Yeah, that's I always try to leave the window open, at least a crack for Sammy, just so he can smell outside. Sloth Girl was suggesting those little nano bugs as cat toys.
I think she just needs something to keep her occupied while I'm not here, other than the Roomba.
Well, at least you got the Roomba. That's what I worry about with Sammy. I get worried that he's just going to get too bored when I'm gone all day.
Well, that's why I like to leave the window. That's why I try to make sure the windows are up so she can at least look out.
Well, yeah, I leave the living room window open a bit so he can look out. And we have a squirrel that likes to taunt him by climbing on the window screen.
Or the blinds up. No, it's the window open. If it's a nice day and it's not going to be too hot, the window or cold, the window will be open for her. But
yeah, I just I do wish he had something in here that he could chase and hunt that would move on its own.
Of course, some of her toys move around when I'm not here, so I think sometimes she just does attack them.
He gets really excited if he happens to find a little bug in the shower or something.
Yeah, Athena was happy with the fruit flies during the summer. Of course, summer's not over yet.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't worry about spiders. If Sammy finds them, he'll eat them.
Can I just say I love the trans dinosaur?
Then you should buy a tarantula for home. Let the cat chase and eat that.
Oh my! Ow.
hello.
Hello.
So, are you going to regale us stories of your own cat toys?
Well, literally,
Hello.
cat toys are usually a waste of money because cats are usually more happy with your garbage. The inside of the toilet paper roll and just crumpled wads of paper.
Crumple up a aluminum foil. That'll work.
Oh yeah, she would have. I got got a new bike or e-bike. Got rid of my old bicycle, but Athena was very unhappy when I just kept her out of the box.
Well, one of Sammy's favorite things in the world is the crinkly packing paper. That brown paper that they just crumple up as padding.
Yeah. Well,
Any
Athena,
Amazon boxes?
Yep, he just loves the sound that makes when he, paws at it.
Oh, that the crinkly stick of poking.
Yep.
Athena shreds
You
that.
gotta tell him about the stick of poking.
Yeah, I'll have to get a picture for that.
I will buy a laser pointers for a cat.
My Petunia is interested in them for about 5 minutes, and she realizes, wait, I have to expend some energy to do this. Screw that. Ain't no cat got time for that.
Athena did it, but then she realized she was never actually going to catch it.
Yep.
Yeah, the light, the laser cheats.
Yeah, that Sammy won't play with it because he knows the dot cheats.
Your header just got too. The lights do fade over time.
No, on the other hand, when I was still living with my ex, she was a beagle, and something else. But she went nuts for Mr. Dot. I mean, you could get this dog to bash her head into the wall. She'd just go crazy for Mr. Dot.
Yeah, I had one cat turn the pointer off just as he'd pounce on it, and he'd lift his paws up looking for it and look around.
Yeah, it cheats.
Of course,
That's how the dot cheats.
This is Sammy with the crinkly stick of poking, which is, he thinks, the bestest thing humans have ever made.
Athena
It's basically a stuffed tube that has a layer of mylar in it so it crinkles.
And it smells like catnip.
Yeah, he's on his third one because you can see in this picture he starts doing the kangaroo kick and he eviscerates them.
So you couldn't find the hair pick, huh? Bummer.
After the ball I broke, this has been one of her longest and best loved cat toys. The fishing rod.
Yeah, I bought a fishing rod. And I got some leather strips and tied it onto it. And Petunia's like, yeah. I gotta put effort into it, so
Well, when I have time for it, I do have the leather strips hanging on a stick. And
Yep.
yeah, Sammy loves to play with that, when I can be actively playing with him with it.
One thing that works for a cat is take a small sock and tie a shoelace to it and fill the sock with catnip.
Wow.
I
That sounds like a good
catnip
idea.
mice.
Yep. Well, Sloth Girl also crocheted a catnip fish that he really likes, but I have to refresh the scent for it.
Well, actually, I need to get you a cat.
And I made Petunia one, and she's like, "Thanks, Mom. Yeah. Thanks for the effort, ma'am, but no."
Well, Petunia does lay on it after I spray it with the catnip again,
Yeah,
but that's mostly for her. It's more like a cuddle toy.
yeah. Yeah, I figured I could talk and turn these at the same time.
That and our other favorite toys are my hand while I'm sleeping and my foot when my back is turned.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, because I got them all sewn now. I got to turn them all, and then I got to press them all.
You're going to turn them to the dark side?
Back to the right side.
You mean the left side? The correct side.
The correct side. But yeah, I got more material than I can just... If I made tabs just for myself, I'd have a new one for every day of the week.
Yeah, but that hasn't stopped you from buying more material every week either,
Shut
has
up.
it?
Well, I've determined I can't die until all my projects are done.
I don't. Sure, it works that way.
And
Yeah,
I,
well,
can't, I won't die till all my yarn is gone. That's why I keep buying more yarn.
Dad, I'm not dead. I'm too busy to be dead.
Yeah,
well, that
exactly.
that is one theory that's been promoted about ghosts. That if they have unfinished business, they can't leave this planet. And if that's the case, yeah, I'm here for eternity.
So am I.
I'll have so many unfinished projects at any given time.
Well, I want to make commemorative Afghans for my aunts when I eventually get down there again. But I figured I don't want to start those until I get this project done.
Yeah, I have some projects I had to stop at the end of the summer, which are not as exciting. And well, actually, they're more exciting to me. But
Well, you could talk about them if you choose.
Here it is. I found the picture.
You found the hair pick?
Yep, here is a picture I took of Sloth Girl about a year or so ago.
This is what I'm going to lose.
So, yep, that's what her hair is like to start with.
they ought to have something that lets you cut your hair and use it as your own wig.
Yeah, I was just about to suggest that.
Yeah.
Sloth Girl, leave that for me. Have a wig made out of it for me.
Well, it's not nearly as thick as that anymore. It's gotten super thin.
I had been threatening her that I was going to sneak in when she was asleep and cut it off to make a wig for myself
And
for
now
years.
Now you don't have to sneak in. I'm letting you do it.
Yeah, but yeah, unfortunately, they can't make a wig from just one cutting.
Nope.
It takes something like 7 to 12 cuttings of hair to make one wig.
And this group that Mage put up, they want 12 inches.
12 inches is not going to be a problem when we cut yours.
I know. And they did recommend the multiple ponytails, like I suggested,
Mm-hmm.
so you can get as much hair as possible. Not that I've got a whole lot left, but ever since I had the hysterectomy, it's gotten super thin. I think it's something to do with the estrogen or lack
Your
of.
head says we're all going to be haunted by Sloth Girl with dad jokes we can't get out of our head.
Giving me ideas there, dude.
Yeah, I'm probably going to die on an avalanche of books I've been intending to read.
Oh, hey, if you gotta go, that's the way to go.
Well, with my late fiance, the entire time I lived with her, I had to build her a new bookshelf every 3 or 4 months.
Wait, you're not going to be struck. You're not going to die as an electrical surge comes through your computer, perhaps being struck by lightning while you're trying to finish some coding project late at night?
Nah.
No, when I die, I wanna die in my sleep like my grandpa.
So,
Not screaming like his passengers?
Yeah.
Yep.
It beat me to it.
I get into so many different projects that I'm not quite sure exactly how I die, but it's likely to involve power tools, and my epitaph should read, "It seemed like a good idea at the time."
Yeah.
You know what the problem with calculus jokes is?
Most people don't get them.
They're always so derivative.
I take it you're a math teacher.
God, no. No,
What do you teach, Porpoise?
I'm a substitute.
Ah. Nothing wrong with that. Your chair sounds like a porpoise.
My chair isn't bad enough to be replaced.
You need some WD-40.
I don't think that'll help.
Eh?
I think what I need is a higher quality chair in the first place.
Lubricant will help.
Lubricant always helps.
But I don't plan on doing anything that requires lubricant with it.
If it moves and it's not supposed to, duct tape. If it's supposed to move and doesn't, then WD-40.
And if it still doesn't move, hammer. When my daughter moved out of the house for the first time, we made her own toolkit. It was duct tape, a WD-40 and a hammer.
Hey, I'm sorry, doorknob head, but bad jokes are integral to math. Athena. Oh, okay. Your toy's
And
down there.
I can't do math, so I have dyscalculia.
Dyscalculia.
Yes. I mean, I can do simple, basic math. I can add and subtract, but I can't do it in my head. I got to write it down and double check it.
That's not. Listen, I used to think I couldn't do more advanced math, but it turns out I just had really bad math teachers 2 years really close together. Like at the end of elementary school, at the beginning of junior high.
I suppose one rule of coding is if it's not broken, break it, then fix it.
Actually, I think one of the major rules of coding is like if it works and you don't know why it works, leave it alone.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's working, but it does.
Angie, dying on the toilet is not such a bad thing. It's if you're there long enough for rigor mortis to set in, then it's kind of annoying.
It's not bad. It wasn't bad for Elvis.
Then it's hard to carry you out and stuff.
Oh, that happened to my neighbor. She died in her chair, and they tried putting her in the body bag, and just as soon as they got her down, she sat back up.
Yep. That'll be me. I'm gonna die in my cockpit, surrounded by my stuff.
At least doorknob head got that it was a calculus joke.
Real shame what happened.
That's what I call my recliner. It's my cockpit.
Athena, please do not eat the papers in my discrete math book.
It's a real shame what happened to her too, because she was with her son, and she was with him, so she wouldn't die alone, and she died for 1 week he was away.
It's not such a discrete math book if you're talking about it. Is that kind of indiscreet then?
I don't know why they call it. Actually, discrete structure. Athena, stop.
Oh, Angie, you don't want to die like Elvis. Bummer.
Also, leave my permit alone.
Well, it does tell you something. That's one of the first things everybody remembers about Elvis now.
She's already chewed up one of these this year.
Dying on the toilet is actually much more common than people think. People strain so hard and can raise their blood pressure so much
and pop a blood vessel.
They blow out vessels in the brain.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can see that happening to me.
And boom, dead on the toilet.
Yep.
There's DOA, dead on arrival, and there's DOT, dead on the toilet.
Dead on the head?
Well, I'm sure once it happens, you're not really going to care how it happens.
Oh, you poo in the loo.
Unless you don't have to worry about crapping yourself after you die.
Yeah. At least I don't have to clean up a mess. So I learned something interesting at chemo on Tuesday.
What's that?
Well, the chemo can cause mouth sores. So I'm supposed to avoid anything sharp like nacho chips or taco chips or potato chips. Anything, Triscuits, anything that's got sharp edges. Because if I get a sore in my mouth, chances are it's not going to heal very quickly and it's going to be quite painful.
Do they still say you stay away from orange juice?
I can't drink orange juice anyways. I'm allergic. I'm allergic to a lot of fruits. Unless they're, like I said, unless they're cooked and canned, I tend to stay away from fresh fruit.
So, what type of fruit is potato?
Potato is not a fruit.
Oh, that's right. A potato is a vegetable.
Yep.
Potato is a rhizome.
Potato is a tuber.
A tuber. That's the word I was looking for.
But it was a joke.
Yep. So if a potato's on here, would that be a YouTuber?
See, we're not
come
even
on,
going to give that one any respect. With
Yeah.
I had a joke about solipsism, but I already know how I'll respond to it.
Uh-huh.
I thought YouTuber was the college for potatoes.
Oh, that'd be tuber you. Come on.
Doorknob head, I believe potatoes are kosher, but we have determined dragons are not.
And only Jewish children are kosher.
We're also debating on whether or not unicorns are kosher right now.
Okay, why would a potato not be kosher?
If it touched meat.
Well, I mean, doesn't it really depend on how the potato died? If it was properly bled out, then it's kosher, isn't it?
Oh,
That
that's the deal with the babies. Okay. I knew I was doing something. So, oh, no. Sorry, just talking to myself. Don't mind me.
Yep. Apparently, Coke is only kosher when a rabbi prays in the plant. That's not a joke. You know, when I lived in Chicago around Passover, all my friends were specifically looking for the Coke caps that had CRC
green
on the
ones.
cap.
I thought they were green.
They had this little triangle that said CRC, which was the
Yep.
Chicago Rabbinical Council.
You just wanted me to bring up kosher dragons. Listen, when you figure out unicorns are kosher, let me know. I think the current thought is they are because they chew the cud and have cloven hooves.
Uniform? Oh, unicorns. I thought you were saying uniform. FORMS.
But I could be wrong. Maybe horses don't have cloven hooves.
Nope.
Well, uniforms can't be kosher if they're made of more than one type of fabric.
Well,
Now-
early depictions of unicorns did have the cloven hooves. They look more like goats.
Yeah, this is true. They evolved and now they're not. I do remember seeing pictures like that. I'm going, what the hell? That's not a unicorn.
But it's not kosher if you serve it with dairy either.
Did you know that Kinder Bueno bars are not kosher? Because they contain real lecithin, and lecithin comes from pigs.
TV Tube me, after having to explain Boolean algebra in a place I really didn't expect to this week, all I'm going to say is the answer to your question is yes. Please rephrase it if you want it to be the exclusive or.
I'm never attempting to poison anybody's mind. That's, just a side effect.
Well, it
Besides,
comes from goats.
what would we poison your mind with?
Cyanide. Oh. Here, smell this cloth. Does that smell like formaldehyde to you?
Does it smell like chloroform to you?
Chloroform. That's the. I screwed it up again.
Yep.
Well, it's men who
Doorknob
stare.
Head, are you thinking about the men who stare at goats?
Yes.
That was supposed to be about the army trying to do psychic experiments.
Yes. That's. I was trying to think of it myself.
Which was not a bad movie. It just
Unless you live in Nebraska, then they do something completely different with goats.
no
I haven't
TV.
seen the movie, but I was kind of interested in the premise.
Netflix had it for a while. I don't know if they still do. And apparently, there's a new season of Lower Decks out.
Of
Sure.
what?
Yeah, I don't currently have Netflix.
Yes, you do.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right. You got it again.
I haven't seen you. If I got it, you got it.
Listen,
Yeah, I
if
forgot
you're-
that you picked it up again. You had canceled it for a while.
If you're determined enough, not having Netflix shouldn't bar you from watching the shows you want to watch.
Because the new season of Call the Midwife should be coming out soon.
Isn't that on PBS?
What streaming services do you have available to you?
Me?
or her?
I have Epics. I don't have Disney anymore. I have Epics. I have Stars. I have Netflix. I have.
You still have Disney Plus. I was watching it last night.
Okay, I do have Disney Plus then too.
Do
But
you
I
get
have.
the-
I have Epics. I have Stars. I have Amazon Prime. I have Netflix. And I think that's all. And Disney, of course, like you said.
Okay. For me, it's Disney
But I don't
Plus.
have cable, so that's all I watch.
For me, it's Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, which I don't use. I have Amazon Prime Night right now just because I bought stuff of Amazon and they said, "Here, have a free trial and get discounted shipping." So I said, "Okay."
If you ever need anything big shipped, that's going to cost a lot of shipping, let me know. I have Amazon Prime, and I can probably get free shipping for you. I'll just have them ship it to your house.
And Apple TV, which I got with my iPad, and with the job I had, it was just easier if I got called into a certain grade level, and they were like just being bad. I would just say, "All right, if you behave and we can get through this, we'll watch Snoopy in space at the end of the day."
Snoopy in space. Okay.
Apple TV has all the rights to the Snoopy stuff.
Wow. So they watched Charles Schultz, huh?
Well, at this point, I would get a little annoyed if you canceled the Disney, since I just started carrying the Orville, so I'm trying to start catching up on that now.
I won't cancel it until you tell me to.
I still
Because Alex is watching it too, so.
I still think
Go ahead.
I still think instead of Disney picking that up, Paramount should have picked it up.
Then again, considering what they're
Orville?
doing with Star Trek, I don't know about that.
Most people consider it a Star Trek show anyway.
But we will also be having access to Hulu and Paramount as soon as I can wiggle my fingers and do my tricks.
My favorite character on Star Wars is Mr. Spock.
Yeah, didn't he go to Arrakis at one? Didn't he take the Firefly to Arrakis at one point because they found the Battlestar Galactica had crashed there?
Yeah.
You're a Jedi, Harry.
That was funny.
You're a wizard, Neo, Gandalf.
Okay. Good night, Angie.
Bye, Ange. Love ya.
Yeah, I think Paramount probably didn't pick up Orville because they consider it their competition.
Yeah, they should. The thing is, it's clearly designed to be a pastiche of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's because Paramount wouldn't let Seth MacFarlane do a Star Trek show.
So he made one of his own with blackjack and hookers.
That was Matt Groening from Futurama.
I haven't seen anybody playing blackjack in the Orville yet. Does that come up in season 3?
Oh, it's a joke from Futurama.
I know. I was trying to work off.
She just used that one on me yesterday, I think.
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
I just heard they're going to rebooting in Quantum Leap.
I love that show.
Whole new cast, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I missed that it was a reboot.
Well,
I want to find where the original is.
Some shows just don't need a reboot. I think Quantum Leap was as good as it was. Was
wonder
good
who's-
enough.
Yeah.
Does anybody know who's streaming Quantum Leap, the original?
I don't know.
Netflix had it at one point years ago. I don't know if they still have it.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
Let's see. It aired on NBC. My guess is Peacock.
I can get Peacock. Peacock is free
Yeah, but only up
with
to
commercials.
You have to buy the season on Amazon.
Because I did try to watch Brave New World, which I really wish they wouldn't do series for one book.
What's that book? What book is that?
Brave New World?
Yeah, what's it about?
Brave New World's about a utopian society that's easily to miss that it's dystopian because they've pretty much drugged everyone so they don't mind, except for like the ruling class who can think for themselves.
Well, let's see. The reboot is going to be on NBC. So I mentioned they're the ones holding the IP.
It is actually on Peacock.
Oh, it is.
You need premium for it, but it's there.
Hmm. I love the ones where he comes back as a woman. And he's like, "What the heck?"
There's more than one where he comes back as a woman.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
they did
what
that
I
a few
said.
times.
I love the
Nope.
ones
for
when he
episodes.
comes back as a female.
I know my dad hated that because it's like, this is weird. It's like,
That's the idea.
it's a valid thing for him to explore. It's not his body. He's just
Leaping. He's a leaper.
Yeah, with the
Express-
rather vaguely explained method of how that all worked. I liked the show for the most part. I did not like the whole evil leaper thing.
Yeah.
Just basically it's a trope that is so badly overdone. I just don't like it.
Yeah, but every show has to have an anti-hero. Or an uncle hero.
I'm not sure Quantum Leap really needed it.
I don't think it was supposed to. Was it supposed to be an anti-hero? Because did he end up being a hero in the end, or
No, we're talking about the evil leaper.
No.
because anti-hero is usually a protagonist that doesn't share the
Well,
traditional. Go ahead.
Okay. For the original Quantum Leap, the evil leaper herself did wind up reforming, but the one who was playing her hologram, who was in control of her, was just evil. So that was part of it that Sam had helped her escape from the one controlling her.
Oh, Doorknob Head. Like Snidely Whiplash? Yeah.
Yeah, an anti-hero is just a protagonist that doesn't share the traits of a typical hero. Probably the most recent example I can think of is House from
Okay,
House
then
MD.
But I don't like the word enemy either.
Antagonist?
Antagonist, that's a good word.
Blade, Deadpool.
I have not seen Deadpool. My son says I should watch it.
Moth Girl, you got to see Deadpool.
Deadpool.
It is
It's on
absolutely
Netflix or it's on Disney,
hilarious.
isn't it?
It's on
Okay.
Hulu.
That opening is hilarious.
If you watch that and don't fall in love with Ryan
Ryan Reynolds?
it's just such a great film.
I have
Well-
not seen Deadpool yet either.
That's Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
I mean,
I'm already in love with him, so.
I remember seeing it in the theater, and I was laughing so hard I almost passed out.
Yeah, just that opening alone was just. Oh
So you
God.
gotta wear adult diapers so you don't piss yourself?
You might.
Depends on your bladder strength.
Well, also,
Well, you saw what I posted the other day.
pay attention.
I'd
Sorry, go
sleep
ahead.
more, except for my arch enemy, my bladder.
Pay attention to your lightheadedness, and if you're laughing too hard, just stop and breathe.
Having kids tends to ruin your bladder. Also, having a
Okay,
giant tumor in your uterus kind of ruins it too. So,
And what's this I heard about Jaws 3D?
ugh.
I am surprised that Disney Plus is not carrying Deadpool.
They
'cause
might.
they've got the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Exactly.
They might be now, but
No, they're not. I was just looking.
It
But
might
the
be a little too sexual for him.
yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
the R rating.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's the R rating that keeps it off Disney because there's some
Oh,
Marvel
it has an
properties.
R rating? Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Deadpool is on
Yeah.
Amazon.
Oh, it is on Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is it covered under the basic Prime, or is it
Yep.
one you've got to pay
Watch
extra
now.
for?
Watch now. Free with ads.
Oh,
Okay, we'll have to watch that one then.
Looks like you can watch 2 as well.
because I've heard it's hilarious.
I don't get how all you people can afford all these different streaming services. I can't
Because
even
we-
afford one.
Because we don't have cable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm paying for Amazon Prime mostly for the free shipping, and the whole video service is just kind of an add-on. I'm paying
Just
for
a bonus, yeah.
I'm paying for Hulu because of the Orville strictly, really, and
Hey, but
Netflix is a friend's account.
Oh, I also have the Disney Plus bundle.
Yeah, that's the same thing here that with
we
the Amazon
share,
Plus. Yeah,
and
I'm
and
just
I get the stuff, and then Purple just watches it. And now
Yep.
we're doing the same thing with my daughter because she's got stuff that I don't have.
Yep.
So I'm going to give her my password. She's going to give me her passwords, and
Yeah,
well,
with
Soft
fake
Girl
passwords.
originally got the Amazon Plus just for free shipping on so many things.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
but
Apple.
Amazon also has a thing. You know what you're getting at like half price because of the disability.
yeah,
And Apple
well,
TV.
because we're on food stamps or because we're on SNAP, we get our Prime for half price.
And Apple TV came for free with the iPad.
Well, I don't have an iPad. I can't afford one of those.
I only have it because I was about to go into the store and buy a Galaxy Tab, because usually when you buy an Apple product, you're paying for the name.
Right.
But I looked at it, it's like, wait, this is the same price as the Tab. So I
Yeah,
thought
that's I wait till Prime Day and buy them like $100.
Anything
And
else I can't find
I
on the
get 2-3
streaming
USBs
services?
out of a tablet.
Anything I can't find on the streaming services, I find on the seas that are high.
On the what?
The seas that are high.
He finds them through alternatively legal means.
Yes.
Oh. See, I want to get a VPN because I want to get stuff like from Britain that we can't get here.
You can, well, I mean, you don't need a VPN for that. You can just spoof your IP address, but I mean, I think a lot of people misunderstand what a VPN is actually for.
We'll have to talk. So
Well,
what is VPN actually for?
Well, a VPN is essentially just a way to make a private network over larger area, or make a larger area network look like a LAN. But one of the services it offers is encryption, which is why if you're on a public network, they recommend using a VPN because it's harder to decrypt your data, or someone doing a man-in-the-middle attack to get it. But a lot of the VPNs can also do IP address spoofing.
Right.
And some of them can do MAC address spoofing if you want, but usually there's no reason to do that. Unless you've been banned. I've seen that
Me?
so many times.
Ow. Ooh, ouch.
Prime Day has become too commercialized, and everyone has forgotten the true meaning for the holiday. He died for you people.
Hey.
Several times.
I love that.
I just want to say, as a member of Generation X, that Optimus, we were disappointed in you just so readily giving yourself up. We had faith in you, Optimus, and you just let Megatron blast you.
Just let us down.
Well, you know, there's also still the whole argument about why was Megatron able to kill him with one blast there when so many times previous to that.
Well,
it didn't quite make sense.
I was watching the documentary explaining that, and it's like, we were just killing these characters off so we could sell new toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Evil Knievel Leaper.
Speaking of leapers, how are you, Athena?
Talk about an evil leaper. Excuse me.
Okay, so in Night of the Lepus, were they evil?
Night of the
Lepus is a very bad horror movie about literally giant rabbits that are terrorizing this town and eating people.
I'll be right back.
Is it a movie that's so bad it's good, or is it just bad?
There's a reason it's a B movie.
It's The Room.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that, you know, you only watch at 3 o'clock in the morning because nothing else is on and you're half asleep anyway.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that's why I saw any episode of Lex. If anyone remembers that sci-fi series.
I watched Lex. That wasn't that bad.
It was weird though.
It was definitely warped.
And you're usually watching it because we just finished Farscape and there's nothing else on.
Well, you can always watch Deep Space Nine.
But Deep Space Nine was good. Well, after the first 3 seasons, it was good.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's another one I've been thinking of going back and rewatching because, like you just said, people say after the 3rd season it got good, and I gave up on it sometime in the 2nd season.
Pretty much say the same thing with the Next Generation, really.
Oh no, I love Next Generation all the way through.
Next Generation got a lot better after Roddenberry died. Sadly.
Next Generation got a lot better after they got Wesley off the ship.
Which is after Roddenberry died.
Leave Wesley alone.
The character was just annoying. There was nothing.
You can't be Sheldon at Magic if you pick on Wesley.
Mariner was far more annoying.
It's just a matter that the character was annoying.
Yeah, it was the writer's fault, not the actor.
And essentially, they made the character a Mary Sue, essentially.
Yeah, I always wondered if he was a friend of Margaret's.
Well, and I would have said the same thing. I didn't watch Next Generation when it first came out. I didn't start watching until it was a couple seasons in, so it wasn't until I went back and watched the early seasons again. Otherwise, I would have done the same thing, that I probably wouldn't have gotten through the 2nd season and given up on it.
And I'll correct that. It was the friend of Dorothy, not friend of Margaret.
Anyway. Yeah, Deep Space Nine gets better after the 1st season, but it gets real interesting when the Dominion stuff starts.
Deep Throat 9. Ooh.
Not to mention, Garrick is one of the most fascinating Star Trek characters in the entire series.
I can Deep Throat 9. I've done bigger than that.
Must have an amazing gag reflex.
Nope,
the voyeur.
not at all.
What?
The voyeur. Voyager?
Oh, Deadpool doesn't have.
I wanted to hear what Purple said.
I meant to mute myself.
You said I must have a great gag reflex. I said, no, none at all.
Ah.
All right, I have to be up early tomorrow, so have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Porpoise.
Voyager was one that I really wanted to like. The general concept was something I had been waiting for, that I wanted to see how one of the starships was going to function if they couldn't call in a backup every time something got hairy.
Yeah, they did kind of drop the ball on how they handled that. With the ship really should have shown damage over the seasons.
Yeah, all the space debris alone.
Yeah, they should have had like chunks of the ship that they had, isolated and shut down because they were trying to use it for spare parts to keep the other sections running.
Just maybe occasionally you have times where they fix up the ship as they come to an alien place and the ship gets more alien as it goes.
Yep,
just because parts is parts. They're just space hillbillies or space rednecks, that's all.
Humans.
Well, you know the difference between a hillbilly and a redneck, right? About 20 IQ points.
Humans, rednecks of the galaxy. Or hillbillies of the galaxy. It's an horrible joke.
Yeah. Ow! Found the sharp end. Ow. Sorry.
Of what, Petunia?
No, I missed a pin.
Overall, I think Voyager was still a decent series. I was able to enjoy it years later. I think I was just feeling a little burned out when it was first airing.
Yeah, again, I wonder, maybe, I'll do DS9 first, but maybe I should go back and try Voyager again.
It does have its flaws, like I said, it does have its flaws, but it was still entertaining.
Everything has its flaws. Stop talking about movies. God almighty, people. And then you talk about only the same movies over and 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 over
And over and over?
Okay, well, give us a new topic.
Well, we were talking about TV series, not
Hey, did you hear
movies.
that Sarah Palin got her ass kicked?
Yeah.
We went over that. Wait,
Well,
did we go over that? Maybe?
Jenny was talking about that before we went
Oh,
live.
we were
So
before we were live. Okay, well, all right, got a topic.
But yeah, like I said, Sarah Palin got her ass whooped
yes,
by a native,
Yep, it's a wonderful thing.
by an indigenous personnel from Alaska.
The one you're saying it's only lasts a month and they have to do another election.
Yeah, she's just finishing up the term of the guy who died, who was a Republican, and she has to run again in November. But she won by a good 3-4 percentage points. She should probably be successful in November too. That's a pretty wide margin.
You want to do something, try and do something as major as you can, and with that time you have, really, cement yourself as a good governor.
Well,
Yeah.
that's awful hard for Congress people or representatives because they don't do any big major things, by themselves. They have to have all these extra people that co-sponsor bills and co-write bills and things like that. And you're not going to get something like that done in a month. It's just not going to happen.
yeah, about the only thing a member of Congress can do to distinguish themselves is if they write a new piece of legislation and get it voted on.
And and that's just not going to happen in a month. There's actually a part of the government that does the actual bill writing. You submit to them what your bill is supposed to say, and then they put it into the kind of legal language that it needs to be in, and that kind of thing. And that process alone is going to take a month or two. So it's just not likely. But
there's got to be something she can do in a month.
well, she could do public appearances and things like that. Because she beat Sarah Palin, she may be able to get herself onto things like Meet the Press and that sort of thing, and get her name recognition up, because that's unfortunately what really wins most elections.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing she can do at this point politically, is just to,
Suck
be
up to the
visible
media.
and just increase her recognition.
She's already a major hit on Twitter.
Yep. She's a Twitter hitter?
A Twitter hitter, yeah.
Well, I assume she had to have some kind of a, grassroots thing through social media going.
I don't know. I didn't run into it myself. I didn't even know that she was running, to be honest. I just ignored the Palin thing because I assumed Palin's running. It's Alaska. It's a red state. She'll win. So now they've made it interesting. In fact, it's interesting because there's been a number of congressional seat fillings that have had to happen this last term. And I guess 4 out of 5 of them flipped to Democrat. That's
especially
big in a midterm.
Yeah, especially candidates that Trump has backed have not been doing well.
Yep.
Sloth Girl, I had to mute you because I'm hearing your sewing machine. So you have to hit your mute when you're running the sewing machine.
So there's talk, a lot of people who are supposedly in the know, that we shouldn't give up on the midterms, that the Democrats may do better than we think they are, and it's going to be primarily all the people who have won so far have made Roe versus Wade their primary issue.
Yeah.
And
since
it harmonizes or resonates with people.
Yeah, since the Roe versus Wade thing, week by week, it has been gradually getting better for the Democrats. Their prospects have been improving.
Mm-hmm.
And especially now, apparently there are a lot of people who have had it with Trump. So a lot of people who had supported Trump now want nothing to do with him or any candidate he endorses.
Yep.
Apparently even Marjorie Taylor Greene was denouncing Trump.
Yeah, now this does not mean any of these people are going to vote for Democrats, but it does mean these people are more likely to not vote at all, and that can be enough to make the difference.
I was just thinking something else that slipped out. Duh.
But the main thing that the Democrats have to work on is driving the voter turnout. You know, they have to get the people who normally don't bother to vote to get out there and vote.
Well, that's absolutely true, and I don't see enough.
Oh, and berating them is not going to work.
Oh, nobody's talking about berating anyone.
It happens quite a lot.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That it does happen a lot, and yeah, the Democrats need to avoid that.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Joe Biden has cued in at the perfect time that he is starting to become very vocal, very forceful, and very specific about the developing fascist regime that we have in the Republican Party. He hasn't actually used the word fascist, but we all know that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And people are to him, and he's getting press for it. So that's
Biden's good. On that, and even a number of the people on Fox News have also been starting to distance themselves from Trump's claim that he won the last election. So I can really see that if the Republicans, you know, if Fox News is not willing to carry the Republican talking points, if they're, you know, questioning them at all, that could make a considerable difference.
Another thing I think is going on is that there's a lot more people who are genuinely concerned about LGBTQ issues because of all the negative press that trans people have been getting in the last year. That they seem to be putting that as to one of their things that they're interested in voting for, or voting in such a way so that those people are not being beaten up anymore by these idiots.
Yeah, well, if people are seeing, you know, that the Republican position, that the Republicans are trying to take rights away from minorities. And they see that starting mostly with specifically trans people, but the whole LGBTQ spectrum. So, yeah, people are more likely now to be supporting candidates that say they support LGBT rights.
We don't have anybody in the chat who's talking about any of this. I guess they don't want us to talk about this.
Doorknob Head is. But, yeah, that's the other part of it is, yeah, the Roe versus Wade thing in itself angered a lot of people. And especially now that people are seeing the results of the whole Republican absolutely no exception thing and how badly that's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all the predictions that people had about that are absolutely correct. I mean, we knew they were going to be correct because we just understand medicine and things like that. And the Republicans don't.
Because even most people who supported, you know, abortion bans almost always supported them having certain exceptions. You know, particularly for rape and incest. And the fact that the Republicans have over and over gone on the record saying that, no, there will be no exceptions for rape or incest, that's gotten a lot of people to think that, hey, what happens if my daughter gets raped?
Yeah, especially helps when you have stories like the 10-year-old having to go to another state.
Yeah, that one getting national press, I think, has done a lot for public opinion on the subject.
Well, even the trigger law in Wisconsin that goes back to 1848 gives an exception for the mother's health.
Yep.
Well, if they could realize that was important back then, and you can't realize that now.
Yeah. Well, and in several states, judges have ruled that even without Roe versus Wade, their trigger laws are still unconstitutional for other reasons. And there was a case of that in Kentucky, and it was actually a Trump-appointed judge that said that, no, this law cannot go into effect.
Yeah, but one in Idaho was turned away, and they said they're going to enforce it anyways. People are
But
also
if they,
paying attention to the fact that in a lot of the state legislators, they've been voting laws in where they're giving the governor or some person in charge of the election commission the right to flip the electoral college votes if they want.
yeah,
People are kind of upset about that.
Yep.
That's going to be something really big if that were to occur. I think that alone could trigger a civil war.
Yeah.
well, yeah, and I think a lot of people are realizing that the Republicans are pushing all these measures because they know they can't win if they don't cheat.
Yeah, that's true. And they also have the lust for power. That power is the only thing that matters to them. Nothing else does.
Yep. Well, and that the public good doesn't matter to them. People are getting that message. And
We
on
got
Biden's side, the student loan forgiveness certainly has been a big hit for Biden. And the way the Republicans have responded to that, again, is something that it just makes them look worse. Because all these Republicans who, have hundreds of millions of dollars are whining about people getting their student loans forgiven.
Ron Johnson here is you don't get any Wisconsin TV stations, do you?
I don't watch TV.
Okay.
We've got the streaming services. I don't watch any regular TV.
We got this numbnuts Ron Johnson running for his re-election. He first of all said that he would only stay in office for 2 terms and then quit. And he's decided to go and ignore that he said that. Oh, well, I think there's enough of a reason that I should stick on, and you go blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're full of shit. So people are not happy with that. But he has actually in Wisconsin, has talked a lot about wanting to change Social Security and change the retirement age up to 70 years old. Good Lord.
Yeah, it's another Republican talking point.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
If you're some blue collar guy who's got a seriously difficult job on the floor of a factory or working out 4 seasons on a roadway surface or something like that,
Yep.
You're not going to last to 70 years old. You're going to fucking die working that old.
That's the idea.
It's just the way it is.
That's their plan to save Social Security, is to kill off most of the elderly before they can collect.
Ron Johnson has also been quoted as saying he wants to end Social Security. He wants to have it sunsetted, that after a certain time it's gone.
Yeah, well, a lot of the Republicans, keep trying to tell people, well, that's a socialist entitlement.
Well, what they're doing is they're saying that, it's unfixable. There's no way, and they're trying to spread the idea, and they've done really well. Where there's a lot of people younger who think that they're never going to get what they put into Social Security back out. Well, if you leave it the way it is right now, that's true. But Social Security was always intended to have to keep up with inflation. And they haven't been doing that. Nobody has been taking more out for Social Security or raised the limit on that. When I forget what year it was put in, I think the $100,000 limit was put in somewhere in the 50s. Okay, that if you're making more than 100,000, you don't have to pay any. You only pay up to the first 100,000, and the next whatever you make, 10 million, you don't have to pay any Social Security on.
There's a lot of things that are supposed to be keeping up with inflation that haven't.
Yeah, and they haven't changed that number at all, and so Social Security has been hurting badly, and it does become a Ponzi scheme where they're not going to get it out if you don't do what Social Security requires itself to do, and that is to raise that limit. If they raised it, well, it's different. It was different then. Probably now it's changed because they've waited so long to do anything. But if they were to change that from 100,000 to 300,000, okay, that you have to pay Social Security up to 300,000, and after that you don't have to pay anymore. It would fix the whole system and guarantee money for the next 150 years. Okay, and that's something that's not going to affect you. It's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect anybody here, because none of us are making that kind of cash.
Yeah.
Only rich people are, and you got a lot of rich people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, who know that that's what needs to be done, and they're more than happy to pay that tax.
Yep.
But nobody will actually propose it and pass it because they say it's a third rail. Well, that's why we need to get the Democrats in all houses.
Well, even the Democrats haven't been great allies on that. We need somebody who's definitely further left.
Well, it's not a question of further left. It's a question of recognizing that they got to be tough. So I don't care what side of the fence they're on. They're not tough enough. They let everything go and try to pretend that if we talk nice to the Republicans, they'll go along with us. Bullshit.
Yeah.
They want you dead, and they're going to smile at you till the moment that bullet hits your brain.
Yeah, the Democrats in Congress need to accept that there is never going to be any compromises. There is never going to be anything bipartisan, because the Republicans have flat out stated that they're going to obstruct everything they can, even if it hurts their own people.
Yep.
And the Republicans have managed to get a lot of low-income people to rally around that. That, I don't care if I'm shooting myself in the foot if we own the libs.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. They need to realize that that they actually have an enemy in this. That they're not just not a question of being in the fight or not. That there's an enemy who wants to crush them as much as they want to crush us.
Yeah, and it's really ridiculous that the states that are the hardest red are usually the ones that require the most federal aid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We also got this guy running for governor, and I've talked about this before, where all the state offices that people are running for right now, the Republicans are all kind of shaking their dicks around and trying to prove who's the meanest person. Elect me, I'm meaner than the next guy.
Yep.
It's like, what?
Well, and how many Republican ads, have them shooting and blowing up things?
Mm-hmm. And this guy who's running for governor in Wisconsin, Tim Michels, he runs this construction company that does a lot of road work and sewers and road building kind of junk, and the company's got a good reputation and all this kind of stuff, but his mommy and daddy started the company and they built it up to what it is. He took over.
Yep.
Okay, so he didn't actually create it himself, although he pretends to.
Okay, and for the audience and whoever else is out there, if you don't want us talking politics, we're open to suggestions of other things.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he's standing up there and saying that he wants to end public education and give all the money to private schools.
Yep.
Okay, and what people are not realizing is that all these rich guys who run hedge funds are the people who run these private schools, and you're just going to make some filthy rich people filthier and more rich if you do that. That's
well, not to mention that the lower income people just won't be able to send their kids to school at all.
Yeah. And well, yeah, and then the kind of exceptions that they're making in education, because they can't get teachers to teach anymore because they're paying them so shitty and strangling them with Republican regulations.
Well, not just the regulations, but they're turning everybody against the teachers. They're saying all the teachers are pedophiles. And then they turn around and whine that we're having a teacher shortage. And it's like, yeah, you have made it actually dangerous to be a teacher. You have made your supporters want to go out and shoot teachers. And I wish I was being hyperbolic saying that, but no, it is the actual case. That like Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, is really cranking up the anger against teachers and then at the same time complaining they don't have enough teachers.
Derp.
And the same thing is going on with cops and fire and even military. The military doesn't have enough people who are volunteering to serve. That's going down with each generation. It's been dropping off.
Yeah, there was a Republican congressman who was complaining that that's the problem with forgiving student debt is that, then these people won't join the military if they can get an affordable education some other way.
Damn.
That's kind of the part you're not supposed to say out loud, that you're exploiting the poor to do dangerous work that you can't get anyone else to do.
Fucking A.
Oh, I hit back. So, Mage, what's coming up in the garden?
I've got some amaranth I'm growing. I'm actually pretty surprised with it. It sprouted in only a couple days.
What's
What
that?
is amaranth?
Oh, it's a grain crop, really. It has all pretty nice.
Is that one that looks like a corn stalk and it's not?
No, that was a sorghum I'm growing. It's a different one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorghum? Is that what you get after you've been eating something that's too crunchy and pointy? Wander, are you with us? You came in here, but you haven't said anything.
Yeah, I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yes, I'm here. I see it's National Tofu Day, and I have some random facts about tofu.
Oh, go right ahead.
I'm sorry, I was watching the chat. I didn't realize you came in, or I would have shut up long ago.
Hello, that's fine. It was Benjamin Franklin was the first person they credit to introducing tofu to the Americas, and the
Really?
the idiot thought it was cheese. He thought it was like a Chinese version of cheese, but incidentally, the way that you make tofu is not unlike how you make cheese.
Yeah, it has to go through some fermentation process or something.
Yeah. And you're straining it, and
and it's basically bean curd, right?
It is.
Hello,
yes.
Faye.
Fermented bean curd.
Yeah.
Wonder Lady, hello.
Yeah, we haven't seen her around here for a while.
Oh, for ancient times. So nice to see you.
Yeah, the only time I've seen Wonder Lady around was on Angie's chats.
Hello, Wonder Lady. Yeah, I'm just, I was sitting here and I was about to fire up my other YouTube channel to watch that I usually watch every night around this time. Spaced Out Radio, which was all UFO stuff like that, but I didn't feel like it tonight. I know, UFOs is woo-woo for some people, but, I have a poster behind me that says I want to believe. It doesn't say that I do.
Do any of you have Apple TV?
No, I tried to get that, and it said you could do it with just a debit card, but it was a lie. I wanted a credit card.
That's amaranth.
Oh, what a lovely deep red color.
Ooh,
This is another
nice.
variety here. I got both of these varieties growing.
Now, is that a flower or is that something you can eat? I don't know.
It's something you can eat. That's actually sort of a grain crop. You can.
Okay.
Those are the seeds that you see, the red and the green.
I
Okay,
see.
so how do you prepare it to eat it?
Pretty much the same way as you'd prepare any other grain.
Okay.
I think
Like
you can.
quinoa or something like that.
Quinoas.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Do you just cook it up as it is, or do you like ground it into flour, or what do you do?
You can ground it into flour if you want. I think you can cook it. I have to look into a few different ways of preparing it. Pretty much the same. Pretty sure it's pretty much the same as preparing sorghum, which you can actually cook like rice or pop it like popcorn.
Mm-hmm. Sorghum's an interesting one.
Yeah. Hey, Faye.
Hi.
Good to see you, honey.
Good to see all of you. How are you?
Yeah, like I say, the only time I've been hearing you is Angie's streams, and I never get to be around when they're live, so I only get to watch the reruns.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
So what have you been up to?
everything. Been taking online classes and doing this
You're
and doing
really
that.
quiet. Could you make
Oh, I'm sorry. I broke my headset this week, so I might
It's about
be.
as loud as you're gonna get.
Yeah, this is about as till
well,
I
that's better. I
for
can
a
live
new
with that.
headset. It's being held together with tape and glue.
Yeah, I was
no.
trying to see if I could do anything with mic settings from here to boost your signal, but not very much.
No, I think I'm just gonna have to talk a little louder than normal.
Okay, so what do you need a new headset now?
Yeah, just gonna have to next time I go to my sister's, I gotta see if I can find a place that sells something like this. Cause we used to have a Best Buy like an hour and 20 minutes north, but they closed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really no other way to get something in person other than order it online, and I'm not gonna have the money for a week anyway.
Yeah. We'll hope you can find something good at school, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you've got
Sometimes
like
you
an
get
Amazon
lucky.
wish list, you could just drop a link in the side chat just in case anybody's got extra money and feeling generous.
Well, there are other people who are saving up for more important things like a vehicle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, who would that be?
Somebody needs a vehicle, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, well, we're working on that.
How's it going?
It's been going very well. The campaign hasn't even officially started, and it's already up to 1,700.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
That's
that.
excellent. I'm so
Yeah, we're up to
glad.
1,780.
1,700, and we're not actually even officially kicking it off until next week. So,
I'm hoping you can get at least 3,000. I'm sure your brother could find something for 3,000.
well, we've got a goal of 5,000 because, frankly, I haven't seen anything around for under 7,000. So,
Yeah.
I've got 2,000 I scraped up on my own. So,
Okay, so you're
you
at
know,
okay.
we're hoping to have a $7,000 budget to shop for something.
Okay.
Have you even looked in Craigslist?
Don't look at Craigslist. That's where the Craigslist killer was from.
Yes, I did look at Craigslist, and
No.
there really wasn't anything in my
Yeah.
area.
No.
Okay.
But also, like I say, I'm not good with cars, so I'm nervous about picking one out myself just because something that, just seems a little noise that I'm not paying attention to could wind up being a major issue a couple months later.
Exactly. You know, I'm the same way. I mean, I have a working knowledge of the car, but like, I have a few buzzwords I can say so a mechanic won't rip me off. But I really don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of what I'm doing with it.
Well, one of my brothers is a mechanic at a dealership.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that in your
So
GoFundMe.
yeah, so basically, gonna let him do the shopping, and he can, grab some trade-ins, or he's got some other connections, and should be able to get me something at a good discount.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, mechanics don't know anything.
Oh, Jenny.
I can say that.
Liar.
Say that 'cause that's fun.
But speaking of scary things, though, yeah, a lot of people know that my washing machine died, and
Yeah.
the dryer was on the way out, so I had to buy a washer dryer and credit. So I decided to do a really scary thing and make myself have to do laundry every couple of days because I bought a smaller unit that does the washing and drying all in the same unit.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
one of those
Yeah.
apartment size things.
Fancy.
Yeah, I had a couple of those. They were pretty nice.
Yeah, I love it. But so it does about like I looked at just a few bits of laundry that were around, and I picked up 5 of my husband's shirts, 5 of his shorts, and 5 pairs of 5 sets of underwear, and 2 towels, and that fit in there quite easily. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, it's not that bad.
I finally
You know.
killed mine when I tried to wash my comforter in it.
Oh no, yeah, no, this is not going to fit a comforter in it, but that's something that I'd probably just hand wash, you know. But,
I was only kidding. I wouldn't. The basket was really tiny, and so
Yeah.
it would never fit.
no. Well, I don't know, you might try to shove it in. Yeah, but I looked at the bigger sized ones, but I thought to myself, like, I've never had one myself, and I'd rather spend $1,000 rather than $2,000 in case it doesn't work, you know. And my husband was like really nervous about it, and he's still kind of nervous. We're going to set it up on Saturday. His friend's going to come over and help him get the old stuff out and put this in. So I'm hoping it works out.
That's one of the sad things about Sears having gone out of business. Is Kenmore appliances were always so dependable.
I know, and that's what
Yeah.
I had. I had a Kenmore from Sears, and it was in the house when we moved in. So God knows how old it was, but it lasted me 6 years. You know, and the dryer was a Whirlpool one, and that one, like, it doesn't stop when you open the door. So I figured I'd get one of those because it was cheaper to get an all-in-one econo one than rather than get the two, you know, a washer and a dryer separately.
Yeah.
But I don't
You
know.
can get Kenmore's at Lowe's now, though.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, yeah?
Well, you can get Craftsman tools at Lowe's too, but they're not the same.
Yes, they are.
But no, this is what I've always wanted because, like, with my back problems, I want to be able to just put the washing in there and have it washed and dried, and not have to worry that someone didn't go to empty it for me. You know, like, make
Yeah,
sure
well,
it's done.
Jenny-
Sears knew they were going down, okay, and they started selling Craftsman franchises before they went out of business. Ace Hardware has
Yes.
them,
Yes.
Lowe's has them, and a couple other places too. They're the same tools coming out of the same places. They're just fine.
They're coming out of the same places, but they're not as good as they used to be, is all I'm saying.
No.
That the Craftsman tools I've bought since 2000 have not been as durable as the Craftsman tools I bought in the 80s.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand though. I thought the Sears was out of business, but I bought this from the Sears website. So are they out of business? Are they not out of business?
Sears I don't think has any more built brick and mortar stores.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, the only one I know is we have a Sears hometown store, which
I
is
think there might be a few of them scattered across the country yet, but
yeah, but so they have just online now, I guess, because I bought it from Sears,
Yeah,
but it
they're
was
terrible online.
yeah. Well, see, I mean, this one arrived. I bought it last Tuesday, and it arrived today. So it's not that bad.
I also always like Sears for like undies and socks and that kind of clothing stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect them to have anything truly stylish and
okay.
thing. But
As of August 17th, 2022, there are 228 Sears locations in the U.S.
oh, there are. Wow.
They
But
must be independent.
yeah,
I
down
guess.
to 228 stores as opposed to the thousands they used to have.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they bought Kmart when they did.
No.
How much money are you wanting to lose?
No. Sears did not buy Kmart. Kmart bought Sears.
Other way around.
Oh, really?
Wait, Yes, which is a bit of business math I've never been able to work out. Is how did Kmart declare bankruptcy and then a year later buy a company that was bigger than they were?
I know, right? Bankruptcy on paper. You know?
Yeah, nobody has been able to explain to me how that math worked.
But I'll tell you one thing about the pandemic is it's actually opened up more doors to me in terms of shops that I never shopped at before. Like last week, I bought it online, but I bought something from Belk, and I never, in my entire time living in the States, have even been inside a Belk or bought anything from it. But it was the only place that I could find a decent-sized L-shaped pillow because I have a lot of your neck and back problems. So I bought one of those. Yeah, people call them a pregnancy pillow, but it's not really just for that. You know, so it looks like a little boomerang, and it covers your shoulders as well as your head.
Yeah,
So
I've taken sleeping with a body pillow.
yeah,
It seems to help my leg cramps.
yeah. So it looks like a boomerang, but it's really good for side sleepers. I got the pillow and the pillowcase for it as one of their doorbuster sales that we're having online, and it would have been $100, but it cost me $40. You know,
I would get a body pillow. I
Yeah.
sleep with a standard pillow between my knees because of my back. I really need
I
that.
get that, and also JCPenney. Like we'd been inside of JCPenney, but we never bought anything from there. But I found out that they have a lot of big and tall things, so we get my
Yeah.
husband's shirts and clothes and stuff from there. We got a pretty good deal. We got him some stuff for a wedding we're going to later on this month. His younger sister. We got him a nice
Yeah.
pair of jeans and a couple of tops, and that was like $50.
I wasn't at all sure about the body pillows, but Sloth Girl gave me one. It does seem to help.
Oh, they're great. They
I
really are.
still don't sleep through the night, but
Yeah.
it makes it that instead of only 2 hours, I get 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which waifu character do you go with? Joking.
Yeah. But
I have seen those, and I've even seen some YouTubers have those. Yeah, I know you can get them with Cirrus's avatar on them.
I'll pass.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not what I want in my bed.
I wonder if I could get a body pillow from the pillow guy.
was it Mike something was his name?
Mike Lindell. Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I'd
So-
like to spend $500 on a body pillow.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get myself another
I wonder
contour
if it
pillow.
comes with the cocaine.
Well,
Oh,
you have to buy the My Pillows because you have to support the effort to get the voting machines recalled.
I know, right? No. Gosh. I couldn't even watch his thing on the voter. I tried watching that. He had this whole like conference or documentary thing on the voter fraud.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I lasted maybe 5 minutes.
Well,
I
for
can't
2
believe
years,
that
he's
people
been
are
ranting about all this evidence he's going to reveal, and it's like, well, let's see some of it.
I know.
well, exactly. I was just going to say, I can't believe the gullibility of his audience that they sat there and follow him, and it's like he's about 5-6 different times he said, "Oh well, this is going to happen on this day," and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to turn out the evidence on this day, and nothing.
And he said what, like 4 symposiums where he promised that this weekend I'm going to show you all.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of that Family Guy skit, with Stewie and Brian. You've been working on that novel for some time now. Mm-hmm. Beginning, middle, and end. You still writing that novel?
Yeah.
But no, he's the My Pillow guy. Apparently, his pillows aren't even that good.
I
I
don't
want-
think
yeah, I
anything
never
that
tried.
guy does is good.
Do body pillow.
Yeah, I think he's, very much the same as Trump. Not necessarily a good product. He just, had a good marketing plan.
If people are willing to buy it, far be it for
Yeah.
me to tell them what to do with their money.
But
Although-
I think that he has kind of got too caught up in his own delusion, and I think part of his delusion is something like him thinking that if he gets Trump back in office, Trump will name him his vice president.
Yeah. And I'm gonna marry Donald Trump
Oh, why would you do that?
for the money. For the money.
So she can smother him in the middle of the night with a pillow from
No,
Mike
I'll
Lindell.
I'll just contribute to his high fat diet, and hope he does the heart
I don't
attack.
know. Money couldn't be that good.
Well, Melania has her own wing. She doesn't even
Yeah,
sleep
I
with
was
him.
gonna say.
Yeah. But no, I'll just contribute to his high fat diet. Like, I won't be a disenabler, but I won't be an enabler. I'm like, sure,
Okay.
have the burger if you want.
And as far as Melania goes, am I the only one who suspects that Don Jr. is the only one who's actually Trump's child?
No, I mean, oh no, but look at Tiffany though. She does kind of look like him.
And Eric.
Depends on which mother they had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly I was thinking more of the intelligence level that,
Oh.
Yeah.
aside from Don Jr., all of his kids seem a lot smarter than he is.
Except
Don
Yeah.
Jr.
Eric.
looks like he's coked out 24/7.
Yeah.
Aconite, Wolf's Bane, Monk's Hood.
What?
Sorry,
Doorknob pad, I just put it up there. Yeah, Mage, why don't you read it since you're our plant expert?
Kuntum, also known as Aconite. Wolf's. Oh, okay, I see.
there was a poisoning at a Toronto restaurant, and it was aconite. It was Wolf's Bane.
Oh,
And they've
goodness.
traced it back to contaminated spice, so it didn't originate from the restaurant.
Oh no.
But I suggest everyone Google it to get their, because I forget the name of the spice, but like, if you cook with certain spices, you need to look for it so you can toss it, because it might be contaminated with wolf's bane, and that is deadly, deadly, deadly.
What's the alkaloid in wolfsbane? Did they say? What's the poison part of wolfbane?
Like,
What-
is it
The whole
sting?
thing?
Oh, the whole thing.
No. What chemical is in it that it makes it poisonous?
Looks like Nepaline.
Okay.
It's one of the world's most deadliest plants. One of them.
In London, they have this garden of deadly plants, where they grow every deadly plant they can within their climate. And there's a bunch of really nasty ones in there. There was this tree, I think it was, that they had that if you touch it, it can kill you.
That one that will cause blisters just by touching it.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, I did a quick search on the aconite poisoning. And the first thing that came up was an article through BBC News, so I'm dropping that in the side chat so people can check that out.
Yeah, I'm looking at one at CBC Canada on that. It was
I
a
have-
barbecue
happened,
restaurant.
3 days ago. And when it first broke, they didn't even know it was connected to the spice, but they had people who were very, very ill.
Yeah.
And when I read what it was, I was like, it's definitely frightening.
I have to wonder if, I was just doing a quick glance on the restaurant. I have to wonder if they got the spices mixed up, because that particular spice is used in Chinese herbal medicine. Well, that particular.
Yeah,
Right,
that's the
but
BBC
it's
article I'm looking at
contaminated.
mentions that it's
What?
used in traditional Chinese medicine as well as used in seasonings.
Yeah.
Well, poisons aren't necessarily deadly. It depends on the dose.
Yeah, dose makes the poison.
Belladonna alkaloids.
So wolfsbane contains very high amounts of the stuff.
Can absolutely kill you, but in small amounts, it's used as a compound for
Digitalis.
cold pills and capsules and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
Is
and
it
that's the
Digitalis.
case that, yeah, most medicines will kill you if you take too much of them.
What we
Oh.
say, Faye?
Foxglove is digitalis.
Did you tell us?
Oh, and that tree was a mentioneal, and apparently it's been showing up in South Florida. I haven't
And,
encountered it myself.
and then digitalis is used as cardiac medication.
Yes.
Let's see. Thing also goes by the name
Yeah.
beach apple.
So
Well-
I hope that this poor restaurant doesn't get that reputation like Chipotle. Every time we're driving on the highway and we see the Chipotle, I say to Matt, I'm like, hey, do you want some E. coli for breakfast?
Yeah, well, as Sloth Girls pointed out about the chemo, that the whole chemo actually is poisoning. They're trying to kill the right cells without killing the other ones.
It is. Yep,
Mhm.
it is, 100%. Yeah.
And that's why it makes people so sick, because it's not really that selective.
Mm.
Oh, I can also believe Eric Trump is Trump's kid. He's a
Yeah,
jackass.
Eric is a bit special.
Yeah. Special friend. Oh,
We
yes.
spent the last several years building an immunity at iocane powder.
I love that movie. They have a slot machine at the casino for that movie.
Eric sure is the kid who got the bag of ugly, though. It's-
Oh, he hit every branch on the way down. That ugly tree. But speaking of the chemo, has Slump Girl started chemo?
Yeah, her first one was Tuesday.
Okay.
There's, it's like mixes of multiple medicines, though. So it's like, this was what they considered an easy week. And then next week, we'll be adding an extra medicine to the concoction that's going to probably make it a lot harder and make her sicker.
Now, I don't know everything about chemo and such, but I've heard that you can take just pills and not have to go in for the treatments. Is that an option?
No.
Or...
No, she's had a port installed on her chest for them to
Okay.
do infusions.
Okay.
Maybe you'll be able to get medical marijuana.
She was kind of looking into that. Sloth Girl, you still with us? You still there?
I thought I was. Am I here?
You are
You are
okay,
now.
well,
We hear you now.
I had muted you when you were running the sewing machine, and you had not
Ah.
unmuted yourself.
Yeah, I had. Anyways, what was it about chemo? I missed the question.
I
Oh,
was
it was just
wondering if you might be able to get medical marijuana.
Oh, the problem with getting medical marijuana is, and this is according to my daughter, if you get medical marijuana, you cannot get narcotics. They won't give you both. They'll just tell you to go smoke more. And
Oh,
the
that's-
problem with that is the marijuana is not covered by your insurance. You pay that out of pocket.
Yeah.
like
I
$200
can get
a month.
painkillers through my insurance for free.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, the
Stick
issue
with
that
the narcos.
since we live in a building that gets federal subsidies, there is no marijuana allowed on the property.
Well, there's
Yep.
no
Can't smoke
marijuana
it here.
allowed on any property.
What?
There's no marijuana allowed on any property.
But even like in
In my
Michigan,
state,
even
you
if it's
can.
legal in the state, you cannot smoke it in a HUD building
Right.
because
And
a HUD building is federal property.
yeah, here, even if you have the green card, even if you have the medical marijuana card from the doctor, you still can't smoke it.
Green card. I have one of those.
So yeah,
it's
in the
different in
winter,
New
Sloth
York.
Girl. In the winter, Sloth Girl would have to go out and sit in the bus shelter to smoke it.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's another reason we
Or
got
a
to get.
hot box in the car.
Yeah,
Or eat
yes.
it. You can get canned butter
Gummies.
and make brownies.
And gummies.
I
Yeah.
actually researched making marijuana tea.
Okay.
Oh,
Minnesota just did something, I don't know, law administrative, whatever, and that you can get THC containing edibles now.
Yep.
Yeah, the Delta
they have
9
the-
edibles are now legal, and they have some THC.
They have the maximum amount allowed to be in it. But yeah, Delta
Well,
9.
The
Vermont
maximum
has-
amount that's allowed under the new Minnesota legislation
Right.
is still only about half that of what's in them in most other states.
Mm,
Hey,
Vermont
but it's a
has
stop.
lifted more of its
it is.
problems.
Yeah.
You
Once
can
we
go
get a car, I'm going
completely
down to Mr. Good
recreational.
Guys.
Yeah, actually, I'd like to try some of the Delta 9 stuff just because, so many people say that the cannabis helps them sleep. So, I'll try anything that might help me sleep.
I like to say we can go down to Mr. Good Guys once we get a car. We actually have a good head shop here.
Oh,
Mm.
that's good.
Yeah, I was looking and I couldn't find any that I could get to on the bus.
And I mean, and this is a actual head shop. You go in, they're selling pipes, they're selling hookahs.
Here you can get
Hey,
a
Perp,
gas
did you check
station.
on
Yeah.
Amtrak for transportation?
Yes, I did. That actually, besides costing a lot more, runs into other issues with me. The biggest one being that I would have to get to the Amtrak station in Minneapolis from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one bus a day that gets me from here to Minneapolis gets there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the train doesn't leave until like 6 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, well.
Well, you could go look around somewhere. Is there any museums, or is there? You can chill at the bus station or the train station.
Yeah, it would be a lot because I'd have to carry around whatever luggage I have with me all day.
Oh, that's a bad joke.
So
You gotta do what you gotta do.
A weasel walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Wow, I've never served a weasel before. What can I get you?" Pop goes the weasel.
yeah, it's
That's
just
good.
gonna work out easier for me to just take the Greyhound from here, even though it's still a 12-hour trip for what can be driven in about 6.
Yeah.
Well, 5 if you
And-
drive fast.
Yeah, well, and even that part of it is the biggest section of that is I still have a 4-hour layover between when I get to Minneapolis and when the bus leaves Minneapolis from Milwaukee.
Dare I say, have you looked into renting a car?
Now there's a thought.
Yeah.
I have cost-wise, not really.
Okay, not viable.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't want to not say anything. 'Cause it's like, I feel rude when I don't say something because, like, I necessarily know if someone can afford something or what it is. But
Well,
go ahead.
I looked into it, and actually it turns out that the cheapest way for me to rent a vehicle would be to rent one of the smallest U-Haul vans.
Yeah.
There's that too. Just drop it off.
That's
Yeah.
actually true.
Who says you can't?
Yeah, but that's $50 a day plus 40 cents a mile.
And we're looking at about 375 miles.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta get going.
Oh, okay.
oh, nice to
Well,
see you,
thanks for
Faye.
stopping in.
It's 1
Faye, do
a.m.
Yeah, that's
come,
$150.
Faye,
Yeah.
come more often, okay?
Yeah, 46.
Enjoy
I'll
your
try. It's
Yeah,
just
don't
I've
be a
been working
stranger.
my tail off, and
Mhm.
I was actually up for once because I thought I was getting another job, but I went and I got stood up. So
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
yeah.
that.
Oh, we're also losing Doorknob Tab too, so.
Alright. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Faye. I hope
Hi,
you get
head
something
case.
soon.
All right. Well, I hope everyone is doing well, and I'll try to stop in. It's just I haven't been around.
Yep.
Do the best you can.
I've seen random bits of you on Twitter, but I don't really follow the public areas of Twitter very much.
Oh yeah, I occasionally get on there to growl, but not as much as I used to.
Yep.
No.
All right.
Well, I hope you find something soon.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
But yeah, I did the math at 40 cents a mile at 375. That's $150. Yeah,
I was just looking
that's
at
a lot.
the
How much is a train from Minneapolis to Milwaukee?
I think it was something like $89.
Yeah. And how much is the Greyhound?
Depending on what day I take it, between 45 and 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing being that Greyhound is the only one that actually comes into St. Cloud.
Right.
Minneapolis is an hour and a half drive, so I don't really have a way to get to Minneapolis.
I would have bathroom anxiety on the Greyhound. I'm like, can we stop yet?
I used to do Greyhound quite a bit, so I'm not thrilled about the idea, but I can handle it.
I was just looking at the ailments that qualify for medical marijuana in Florida, and I'm surprised to see that arthritis isn't specifically listed.
No,
Yeah.
they like screw people with that.
I actually looked at the list from Minnesota, and I have 5 conditions that are on the approved list. But I have asked 3 doctors about it, and they've written the laws in such a way that the doctors are afraid to prescribe it.
You got
And-
ALS, cancer, Crohn's
Yeah.
disease, epilepsy, glaucoma, HIV, AIDS, seizures, chronic muscle spasms, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's
Yep.
disease, post-traumatic stress disorder, and anything that basically is the same severity.
I'm
Yeah.
qualifying.
Well, it's one
I'm
of my
keeping
doctors.
score.
That's in Florida, though.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
varies from state to state. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm surprised that arthritis isn't listed on here.
Yeah, one of my doctors at the clinic said that there was one doctor at the clinic who was certified to prescribe it, but that he didn't like to recommend patients because if they found anything about it afterward, that he would get investigated for it.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I remember something about being some big thing about how the delivery should be done. No smoking it or vaping or anything like that.
Yeah. Although I did find out that there was a shop here, that if you've got the medical card and the prescription, there, is a place actually right by the Walmart where you pick it up.
It's called Leaf Lab.
Yeah.
A priest, a minister, and a rabbit walk into a blood bank. The rabbit says, I think it might be a typo.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I like
Due to
that one.
inflation and food prices, due to inflation and food price increases, the 5-second rule has been extended to 10 seconds.
Yes.
More like 10 minutes these days, but yeah.
In our house, it's just
Here
rinse it.
Here it's, can you get it to it faster than a dog?
Mm-hmm.
At a dumpster, wipe it off, it'd be fine.
Yeah, rinse it.
Hey.
Then.
Just blow on it.
If I pick it up and it has less cat hair than the stuff I usually eat, it's good.
That's a good one.
Because if you have a cat, you never get to eat anything without some cat hair in it.
Yeah.
My wife and I decided we don't want to have children. We'll be telling them tonight at dinner.
Yep.
Oh, how do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
Oh, I know this one.
You follow the Fresh Prince.
Yes, I knew that.
Oh, this one's good. If April showers bring May flowers, what do Mayflowers bring?
Pilgrims.
Yes, you got it. Pilgrims. Yes, look, I got it already.
That was sort of like about 1962. I remember it.
Yeah.
Simplified urine test. Go outside and pee in the garden. If ants gather, it's diabetes. If you pee on your feet, it's your prostate. If it smells like a barbecue, cholesterol. When you shake it, your wrist hurts, osteoarthritis. If you return to your room with penis outside your pants, Alzheimer's.
Okay. That seems to track.
That's
Oh,
like your worst nightmare come true, huh, Herb?
yeah,
Walking down the hall and realizing you don't have any pants on?
it's going to happen to me sooner or later that I'm going to forget to get dressed before I run up to her apartment.
I'm tempted to write him a note and stick it on his door. Are you wearing pants?
Funny enough,
Yep.
people do use urine in the garden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good fertilizer.
Well, it's got a lot of nitrogen in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
What
are-
did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing.
I don't
It
know.
waved.
Let's admit it. We put Made with Love on our creations because Made with Cursing, 2 trips to the craft shop, and lots of wine just won't fit on that cute little label.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Why did the boat captain hate the sandbar?
Why?
It was the son of a beach.
Oh.
I made that one up.
And my granddaughter made up how do mermaids communicate with each other?
How?
They use their shell phones.
Oh, that's funny.
Still the best joke ever.
It's cute. But speaking of the boatman, I watched old school. I usually watch an old school movie every night and like a newish one. And last night, for the hell of it, I watched A Perfect Storm. That movie has aged well.
There's something fishy about that.
Is it fish?
Because you watch it for the hell of it.
Ah, yeah, exactly. No, actually, it was funny too because you know when you're watching Netflix and it says, movies similar to this after you finished a film.
Uh-huh.
It came up after I watched a movie called Disobedience about 2 Jewish lesbians, so I'm not sure how that fits. I had to chuckle. I'm like, fish lesbians.
I like it
Listed
when
in
you're
the credits, it had the same person for camera grip.
I like when you're watching a series on Netflix and all of a sudden it comes up, are you still watching?
I know, right?
Yeah, I am. So what?
You know that sometimes happens on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I've gotten that a couple times on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. There
now
is actually
now you're media shaming me, huh?
I wish
there is
YouTube would.
actually an extension made for Chrome just to get rid of that prompt on YouTube.
Oh, really?
I
Because
wish you.
I complained about the same problem on Netflix, and somebody gave me the extension for it, so it stopped doing it.
What prompt is that?
It'll say, "Are you still watching?" I wish
Yeah.
it at least give the prompt after it's played the video.
Oh,
It's like,
Yeah.
are you still
So
watching?
it'll
It's
do
like,
it
yeah, I'm
like right
still
in the middle
watching
of the video.
pornography. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that if you got a bunch of
I'm not
videos in a
done yet.
playlist, it'll stop after a while, and it's like, no, I put those on so that in the periods between my sleep cycles, I've got something to listen to.
Yeah, I was using. Them,
So I need that to play for the full time I'm laying in bed.
yeah, I was using them to play music.
See, I don't have that problem because I pay the subscription fee for YouTube. So what I do is I download the music I want to listen to as I'm sleeping, and
So
then
what's the
Ooh,
Chrome
somebody's
extension
got
called?
money.
You happen to know?
what's that looking?
Somebody's got money. Ooh, the price of YouTube? Ooh.
Oh, honestly, like I felt bad about it because I used to use ad blockers, but then when I started doing YouTube stuff and I found out
Yeah.
that the money goes to the creators, I was like, you know what, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I have a gripe about that. With the YouTube subscription, like it's all good, you don't get the ads, but now a lot of these creators are doing ads in the middle of their videos. So what's the point in me paying to not have them advertise shit?
Yeah.
And now I can't get rid of it because originally you used to be able to download videos, but then YouTube made it a subscription thing. But my husband really likes to use it so he can download stuff to listen to in the car. So now I can't get rid of it.
Ah.
Yeah.
how much is that YouTube a month? Like $30?
No, after taxes, it's like $17.98.
That's still too much.
Yeah, it's the same as like Netflix almost. But I've been telling him, I'm like, we have to get rid of some of these subscription services because we barely ever use them. Like, I know we use YouTube all the time. Like, we're getting our money's worth from that because we have the music and everything that comes with it. But the other things,
That's what finally convinced me to get rid of cable.
Mhm.
Is that here the box is sitting in front of me, and I'm like, I haven't watched cable in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I
like,
know how,
Hans is asking, just me get that feeling that the biggest reason for Google Chrome to make a new update is to break ad blockers. And
doesn't
yeah,
work.
I have been saying that for the last couple of years, that the main thing that happens every time Chrome does an update is it disables all the ad blockers.
At least it tries.
now I don't have that issue on my computer.
No, I don't
Well,
either.
I did find one ad blocker they tend to ignore. I'm not
Yep.
sure if I even want to mention it in publicly. Just
Yeah.
Well, you can
So-
post it in the private chat, but
Well, I use the Brave web browser, which has
even Brave, they'll even block. Even
Yeah.
Braves won't work.
yeah.
yeah, well, yeah. I've actually got mine set up with multiple ad blockers, so I can't say for certain which one is really working the most. But
Yeah.
it's like every time I reboot my computer, it like forgets, and I see all the ads for a couple of days, but then they go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
But the thing I like about some of the subscription we have is that Disney Plus gives us basically 3 or 4 channels because you get Disney Channel or Disney itself, you get National Geographic, you get ESPN, and you get Hulu all for the same price.
yeah,
That,
well,
that one.
and that's
yeah,
I could
that-
care less about the ESPN or any of the sports stuff, but I did like that the Disney Plus, gives us access to all the Nat Geo documentaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I listed in the private chat is the only one I found that really works well for YouTube, blocking the YouTube ads and blocking all the other stuff, and it doesn't get detected.
And I don't know what's in my
Usually.
I don't know what's in my laptop, but I don't ever get ads.
Yeah, I think the one that Mage posted is the one that we installed in your laptop.
Yeah.
Because now if I watch it on my Xbox, I get ads up the yin yang.
I get that. But I've got a
If I watch it on my computer, I get nothing.
Yeah, but a lot of these things will say, "Well, we're detecting that you're using an ad block. Please disable." This one doesn't get detected.
Nope.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
But I feel like everything's so ingrained now that I can't cut any of the services because we have Amazon Prime.
I love Prime.
Yeah, me too. Because I do a lot of shopping on it, but the thing is, if I just get together $25 worth of stuff, then I'd get free shipping anyway. But we have two Alexas because I took advantage of the Amazon Prime Day and basically got an Alexa for like $20.
Just don't ask her to tell you jokes. They're really bad.
They're really corny.
Oh, they're horrible.
But thank goodness the one that we have in the bedroom, it's just the default Alexa. The one that we have in the front room has the voice of Samuel L. Jackson.
And doesn't
he-
use motherfucker every time?
He does sometimes. And I'm just like, and then you can ask him stuff about like Pulp Fiction. I'm like, Samuel, what was in the briefcase? And then he goes on a diatribe about the briefcase. But I haven't set up anything on the one in the bedroom because Samuel doesn't know some of the commands. Like the one in the bedroom, I can say, Alexa, turn off the screen, and she'll do it. If I say it to Samuel, he's like, I don't know that command. And I'm just like, well, you're useless. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to have any voice-activated devices. I have enough problem with the phone services that they want you to talk into them, and it's like, can't you just let me press the buttons?
Mm.
Because
I love
inevitably,
Alexa.
going
Alexa's
through
great.
the 15-level phone tree to actually get to talk to someone, at some point in that, I'm going to cough and the thing's going to start over from the beginning.
Look, you see, I worked in call centers for about 15 years, so I know the magic way to get through that. I don't go through 15 levels. I just have to listen to it once, and I figure out what I need to click on, or push the button for, and I get through to people. Yeah.
Well, a lot of them, if you hit 0, it'll get you through. But since people started to learn that one, they've been taking it off of a lot more of them.
Yeah. I think it was AT&T, I want to say, that I basically got their phone service to put me through to someone because I kept saying, I don't know, and saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at random stuff. They're like, okay,
Yep.
I'm having trouble understanding you. I'll get you through to someone who can help. I'm like, yay, human.
I usually just
That's what I
swear
wanted
at
to
it.
in the first place.
Yep, I usually just swear at it until it gives up and gives me to someone.
If you
I
want to
love
speak
the
to a
Alexa
human,
feature on Amazon, though. Oh,
if you want to speak
Yeah.
to a human,
Alexa, show
press
me my
3.
cart. Bing.
Exactly.
Are you sure you want to speak to a human? Are you absolutely certain you want to speak to a human?
Positive.
Yeah. Sloth Girl, do you have your phone hooked up to the Alexa so you can call through it?
So I can what?
Do you have your phone hooked up to the Alexa so you can make phone calls through the Alexa?
No.
You can do that.
Yeah,
I don't
she
have an
doesn't
Alexa.
have the.
I just
What's
use the Alexa feature on Prime, on
Oh,
Amazon.
I
Just
thought you had an Alexa.
No, just the ordering though is up.
Echo.
Yeah.
Just Alexa, show me this, and boom, okay.
Oh,
Saves
okay.
me a lot of looking.
Oh, I thought you had the Echo. I'm sorry.
You know,
No, I
No
don't want
matter-
the government listening in on me. The washer already does that.
All they're gonna hear is vanilla sex and what? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Exactly. And where the fuck is my effing phone?
Yeah.
well,
Now
I've
where
just
the hell
found
did I
that
put that thing?
none of them can understand the simple command of, "Can you kindly fuck off and let me talk to someone?"
Yep.
They just don't want to do it kindly.
No, they don't. Or fuck off.
I'm sorry,
Although
I didn't understand that command.
I have heard now that some of them are getting programmed that, if they detect the caller being, too aggressive, that they will hang up on them.
You can't even swear at a robot these days.
Pretty bad when we have to prove that we're not robots just to talk to a robot.
Exactly.
Yep.
What's the time? It's 12:16 my time.
Yeah. We're past midnight here, so I think we might just wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Kurt needs to get some sleeps.
Yeah, unfortunately,
sleep's
I
for
do
the
have
weak.
to get more in the habit of not staying up all late, since we're going to be having a lot more doctor's appointments that I've got to be getting up in the mornings for.
Mhm.
I can honestly say I'll sleep when I die.
Yeah, exactly. Don't they schedule nocturnal chemotherapy?
I'm nocturnal. I do much better.
Yeah.
I do much better at night than I do during the day.
Ask your doctor if you can do it at nighttime. Legit.
Ever since I was a teenager, I've always said that my most productive time is between midnight and sunrise. And more than anything, that's because
Giggity.
there isn't anyone around to interrupt me. So I can actually focus on something for 4 hours without anybody coming in and asking me stupid, unrelated questions.
Giggity.
But we're family. Our questions are always related.
Oh.
I got a question, Perp.
Sure.
Why does a robin have a red breast?
I don't know. I'm sure it's something to do with bad chafing, but
How's a raven like a writing desk?
I don't know why.
Oh, I remember this one.
Because they both have beaks.
Because what?
They both have beaks.
There's technically no answer.
Yeah, there isn't. That's
yeah,
one.
it was from The Last Unicorn.
Oh,
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess The Last
yeah.
Unicorn must have borrowed it because that was in the movie for The Last
Yeah,
Unicorn.
no, that's. I thought that was Edgar Allan Poe.
Nope. That's
I
Quoth
believe
the
it was-
Raven, nevermore.
I believe it was the Mad Hatter.
Matt had it. Yeah.
We actually have a relative that they named their child Nevermore.
Why?
Why would you do that to a kid?
Nevermore, and their other child has a really unique name too. I can't for the life of me. I can't remember. Chemo brain sucks.
I knew
Yeah.
a girl. Yeah, I knew this girl who was named Precious, and her mother was named Pearl. Precious Pearl.
Chemo brain is a true
Pearl's
struggle.
Pearl's a name has been used for a long time.
Yeah, but she named her daughter Precious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Alright.
not the name.
I'm going to start us off by leaving. We need to wrap up, but I'm going to duck out.
Okay, and Google agrees that that quote is from the Mad Hatter.
There you go.
It was lovely to
We're
hear.
all a little bit
Here,
mad here.
You know,
Okay,
the worst
well-
part. The worst part is I could have just picked up Alice in Wonderland and sitting right next to me.
Okay, well, Wanderer, you got anything you want to plug before you go?
I have a dormant channel. You can rewatch my catalogs on Words of the Day. I am working on a series that has something to do with AI, but I'm not going to give any more details than that. But watch this space.
You are so smart.
I try. Oh, and everyone, please give money to Purple for a car.
Well, thank you.
All right. Anybody else got things to
Yeah,
plug?
Jenny, you got anything?
No,
You
I
going to
just
be
got,
doing anything with Granny?
no. I just got.
Oh, I would have paid to watch that.
I got a doctor tomorrow, and that's it. Nothing special.
I'd have paid
I'm
to
gonna-
see
I'm gonna-
that.
Stay inside because it's going to be 90 degrees, and I don't do well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a hot one tomorrow, and my air
Jenny.
conditioner doesn't work anymore. So
Oh no, Jenny, you got a paying customer to see you and Granny do things.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What?
Sloth Girl saying she'd pay money to see you and Granny do things.
I'd pay to see that.
I don't think she's attracted to me.
I'm attracted to you, Jenny.
Oh,
Like
no,
glue.
no, you're not.
You and me, baby, was stuck like glue.
All right, I'll drive up there and we'll have a lesbian relationship.
Sure. What the hell?
there you go.
Everybody's gonna try it sometime.
See, look, I'm a matchmaker. There you go, Jenny. Meet Sloth Girl, Sloth Girl meet Jenny.
That's it. Hey, everybody's gonna have the experience once.
I guess that's something to look
yesterday,
forward to.
so.
What, Jenny?
Exactly. Make plans. Look forward to it.
Hi, Petunia.
I guess
you
that's
doing?
something for me to look forward to.
There
I've
you
had
go.
a relationship with a lesbian, but I haven't had a lesbian relationship yet.
Not sure if I could have one.
Well, you
you're
can. You just have to do what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Hey, I got something. I got something. I have my 50th high school reunion coming up.
Wow.
17,
You're
Yeah.
not that old.
and yes, I am, and I've never
No,
seen
you're
any of these
not.
people since the day we graduated, and they don't even know about my change, and so
Well, that'll come as a surprise.
I'm gonna go see them, and yes, it will be, and I can't afford a new dress. Can somebody toss me like $75 so I can buy a nice dress, please?
Sure.
After we get the car,
Okay.
we'll see if we got anything left.
Well,
When is your reunion?
Pick one out, Jenny.
17th.
Of
Pick
this
one out.
month?
Yeah.
Pick out a dress and let me know. Talk to me.
All right. Do I have you on Twitter? I think I do.
Yeah, we're on Twitter.
Yeah. I can't pay for that. I got a wedding to go to on 20th.
Okay, Mage.
Pick out something moderately priced.
Yeah, on my channel, Gardens Happen, I'll probably be doing another garden tour this week, and I've been working on a few other videos for it.
Still gonna
Is
do
it-
the compost one. It's gonna call it Shit Happens.
I'm not sure if I can get away with going at that, but
But you could
occurs.
put the little like star thing for the eye.
Yep. Manure occurs.
I'm also going to
Or
put
like Winnie says, poo occurs.
putting Purple's fundraiser up again, so
Ah.
we can find it.
I was just copying the link to do that myself, and you beat me to it.
Give money.
So
Just
yeah,
don't beat him too hard.
Go donate to that if you can.
Yep.
Please.
So yeah, next week I'm not going to be able to do the Wednesday show because
I got chemo.
because of Labor Day. Sloth Girls chemo got rescheduled to Wednesday, so
Oh,
All right.
fine. Interfere with our lives.
I usually do it on Tuesdays. Yeah, it's just so selfish, aren't I?
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
What a
So
bitch.
Just
yeah,
such
so
a bitch.
we'll be back here next Thursday at 10 p.m. then,
Just such a bitch, just
and then
the worst.
again, not this weekend, but the following weekend, the 7th through the 9th, is when Uncle Beck and Dr. Ben are organizing to do a marathon for my fundraiser for the car. So I'll have to talk to Beck about having the full schedule for that. I'm not sure when they're going to have all the times for that set up yet.
Okay. Well,
So
hoping it works out,
yep. Well, it looks like it's off to a real good start. So yeah,
really
I'm getting hopeful here.
It really is, and they said they were going to put it out on the shelves. Dick was going to put it out on the shelves.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
that's
I'll
some good
probably be
excitement.
on. I'll probably be on set on the Shills Saturday at 6. I try to do that show every weekend, but
Mhm. Yeah.
Don't you look at me like that? If you don't like what I'm doing, move, cat.
okay. Well, with
She's
that,
looking at me like, how dare you move your arm, human?
I would just like to thank all the people who have been supporting me here month after month. Skits Crasher, who has also made a generous donation to the car fund. And
Thank you, Skits.
Hi,
Yep.
Skits.
Kitty,
Honey,
Robert
sweetie.
X, the Lavender Lady, Greg Hartwick, and Dog. Oh, and Vonrek. Sorry. I don't see Vonrek around much anymore, but he keeps sending me money every month anyway, so it would be nice if he'd pop in and visit us once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your money's worth.
Yeah, about the only time I ever see him is when I make it into one of Diana's streams. So I appreciate all of you, helping pay my internet bill and helping us keep things running here. So with
Y'all
that,
are awesome.
yep, we will see you all next week. So have a good night.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Oh,
Bye.
and Skits
Thank you for-
Crusher just wandered in now as we're signing off.
Of course.
Oh,
Hey, Skits.
Yeah,
I'm
Skits.
hi, bye, Skits.
going to go out to Northern California, and Skits and I are going to have a relation, an affair.
Yep.
A
And
sordid
Rose's
love
no last
affair.
name.
You gonna cheat on me, Jenny? Really? We just started this
Hey,
relationship.
You
and you're
guys
gonna
didn't
cheat on me.
you guys didn't establish the rules of the relationship. No
Okay.
one said it wasn't
Oh,
open.
that's true. We haven't negotiated yet.
Okay, Skits, I hope that you would come in early enough to hear me thanking you for everything.
Don't let me
Thanks.
get off.
Okay, but good night, everyone.
Good night.